all riders able to walk away under their own steam. Today, though, presents an all-new challenge for our competitors hailing from Asia and Oceania. Who's done their homework overnight, and will we see a change in the order at the top three, or even a new name?
Behind the number 16, but no. Here, is he going to go for a move this time around? No, it's a Daki instead, making some shapes. And the number 14 trying to make that stick. Very close there.
Oh, he's down! Is that a Daki that's gone? Asia Talent Cup winner, 7 wins.
Assalamualaikum, halo semua. Jumpa lagi dengan Jupiran Satria di channel Bukan Pengawal. Channel yang membahas seputar dunia otomotif roda 2, kabar terbaru, dan info balap. Apa kabar teman-teman? Saya doakan semoga semuanya selalu dalam keadaan baik dan sehat tanpa kurang apapun. Ajang balap motor Asia IATC atau Asia Talent Cup sudah memasuki seri penutup. Seri pamungkas balap Asia ini akan dilakukan di Sirkuit Internasional Sirkuit QATAR teman-teman. Balap malam hari waktu setempat akan dilakukan sebanyak 2 race dan diikuti sebanyak 19 rider. Usai mengunci gelar juara umum Asia Talent Cup tahun 2023 di Sirkuit Sepang pekan kemarin, pembalap muda Indonesia Veda Ega Pratama tak mengendurkan semangatnya untuk kembali mengincar podium tertinggi di sisa balapan ini. Terbukti dari 2 hasil latihan bebas hari sebelumnya, bocah ajaib 14 tahun asal Wonosari Gunung Kidul ini memulai start di grid 1 dengan menempati pole position. Seperti apa jalannya race 1? Masih solidkah? Masih mampukah Veda Ega Pratama menahan gempuran pembalap-pembalap terbaik Asia lainnya? Bagaimana dengan Taktik Ogiwara, Amon Odaki, dan Izawa dalam menjegal sang juara umum IATC tahun 2023? Silahkan tonton rangkuman videonya berikut ini.
I don't know, I don't want to say it was a funny race, but what I mean by that, it was a bit of a strange race because the conditions were definitely difficult, but they were far from dangerous. They were just tricky, and unfortunately,
Pratama race day, huge race day, of course, on the Grand Prix scene. Here is the Qatari rider Hamed Al Saous. He finished on the podium here.
Lots and lots that he wants to achieve here, not only on his home turf, but I'm sure in front of lots of friends and family. He's been racing in Europe as well in the ATC, getting a lot of competition out there today and tomorrow, including Riichi Takahira, who I think will be another one looking to move a little bit forward. As you can see, already a winner.
He won the first race and finished second in a couple of great battles with the eventual cup winner, Pratama.
What home watching can hear that lovely little horn to signal we're about to get underway. So here is the grid. So we have on pole position by Insan in 7th on the grid, alongside Hafi and Singapong after an impressive debut. Then we're on to Melandri, Gading and Razyadan on few rows, with Putra rounding out the grid today for these races here.
12 laps coming up for race 1. Another 12 laps coming up tomorrow, of course. What will happen in the next 25 minutes or so? You can see fans lining up in the VIP areas here in the new pit building at the Sepang International Circuit, and we are ready to get underway for race 1. The green flag waves in the background. The lights will come on at the top left-hand side of your screens. The lights are taking a while to come on. A very, very long time. Here they are then, revs up, and we are underway for race 1, and it's a great launch from pole position from Veda Pratama. Exactly the launch the number 7, the reigning champion, would have wanted to get. Now it's all about tucking into the slipstream for the riders behind. It's Ogiwara on the number 16 who slots into P2. Who's that hanging it around the outside? Contact on the outside. It was Puetizan on the number 20 who made a good start from row 3, but contact with, I think, Ogiwara or Adaki at turn 1 has just pushed Puetizan wide. Drama then at turn 1 on lap 1.
There was indeed. There was no drama for Pratama then. I just realised that rhymed as I started to say it. Perfect position for the Indonesian on the number 7 machine at the moment then. But Ogiwara not very far behind at all and gaining a couple. That little wobble early on then. No harm done, and everyone line astern under this first ever night race for the Asia Talent Cup.
Zara slinging it up the inside down at turn 6. Not the start Zara would have wanted from the spearhead of row 2, but he's making up places already, is the number 21 rider. Ogiwara is going with Pratama at the front, and as you can see, the lead is stretching out in terms of the top group. Puetizan there for the riders in the lead of the race. Pratama is just about going to lead over the line, is he? Yes, but Aguara pulls out of the slipstream on the number 16. If he can make a move early doors, this is exactly what the riders would have wanted, just to try and disrupt the number 7's rhythm early on. But it's Adaki then, 2 for 1 down at turn 1, used the slipstream to great effect, did Adaki, and he is into the lead.
He is indeed. I wasn't sure if he's quite going to get that stop there, but great job from the number 14 then, and still a little bit aggressive, but certainly not over the line.
Still right behind him, a couple of them. Anyway, this is the group just a little bit further back. Got to box clever for the next few laps. I think this group, if they've got any chance of trying to bridge that gap, it's already up to over a second, Fran.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you there. Most definitely, yeah. Like I said, there's some serious space emerging between this kind of trio and then Izawa, and then that group just behind him that at the moment is led by the number 19.
So he takes the lead back from Pratama and holds it through turns 2 and 3. Ogiwara just waiting in the wings there on the number 16. Is he going to wait for long though? Pulls up on the inside of Adaki. Pratama goes around the outside and is back into the lead by turn 4.
He is. So yeah, I was just looking at the tiring screen there. They're still managing to make some space back to that second group, and here is a replay then of turn 1.
Whoa.
Oh, that was a late decision, but nicely done from the number 14, wasn't it? Great stuff then. Ayman Adaki, the Japanese rider, taking the lead from Pratama, and Ogiwara just there looking on.
Replay of it now, just can't quite see that in the background, but obviously a lot out of shape, loses a good chunk of time, and Adaki says thank you very much, I'll be taking profit of that to take the lead of the race. Pratama, of course, then a couple of, it's important to say, Fran, as well, the finish line has been moved significantly further back. There it is as they cross the line once again. Pratama sets the fastest lap race to 2:11. Pratama used the slipstream, and by the old finish line he would have crossed the line in first. Incidentally, this time around he crossed the line in second, so that's something that the riders will obviously be aware of.
Something to rehearse, I would say.
Coming into this weekend, they'll have definitely known about it and rehearsed it.
Still leads it then. Ogiwara in second, Adaki at the moment just in that third position, but you can see the gaps really not getting bigger, and they're changing concertina corner by corner. I've no doubt the number 14 will be right back on them again in a couple of apexes. So yeah, it looks like this is going to be our battle for the top 3 places in race 1 here. A
nice little battle ongoing, and as we go back to the leaders, Ogiwara is climbing all over the rear wheel of Pratama. They're not letting Pratama get away here. The number 16
tiny bit of a twitch
14.
there. Did you see the number 7? Just a little bit of a twitch. Maybe here, I mean, 6 laps to go, or 5 after this one. Maybe this is him trying to say, okay, it's time we're off. What are we going to see in this replay this time then? Turn 1. So very
classic
close
slow-mo.
Classic slow-mo. Beautiful, beautiful liveries shining under these floodlights. And yeah, first ever night race. Some good shots there. Some quite different routes around turn 1 as well there. Adaki certainly seems to arrive very late into that shot after spending quite a few laps tagged right behind the number 7. So it'd be interesting now, maybe he's trying to pull a Pratama and just get the hammer down and try and disappear here and not have to fight it out quite as closely.
Spoke to Ogiwara after he finished on the podium, whether it was just a good overtake from Ogiwara or Pratama made a little bit of an error.
We did see that tiny little twitch, like you said, on the last lap around, was it? I'm losing all sense of time. But yeah, so the number 16 then leads the way, but is still very, very close in this trio. And I think last time around as well, Adaki was actually the fastest.
Very close contact.
I was going to say, I don't think that's going to fit there, but Adaki then keeps that lead. Bit of a scare between the two right on the chase behind the number 14 then, but no harm done ultimately. Let's see what we've got next time around. They need to be careful there. It's very tempting to just go straight for an open door, but you've got to remember they are going to still try and cut you off.
Yeah, turn 1, like you say, Fran, there's a couple of different lines. You go in faster and take a little bit of a more wider sweeping line. We can turn in a little bit later and cut right through the apex, which is exactly what Pratama was trying to do on Ogiwara just then. There wasn't much room to go at there for Pratama. I feel he was just being a little bit too eager, was the number 7, to try and make up ground again. But a little bit of a scare, but no such worries. They're all staying on track, but that's maybe just a little bit of a preview what we've got coming up in the final 3.5 laps. Sadaki, like I say, kept his powder dry, was just probably assessing the 2 in front of him, learning a couple of things where maybe the duo behind him right now was strong and maybe where they're weaker, and where he can potentially be making time up in the last 3.5 laps, but he is leading this moment in time. Pratama slips down to P3. How long will Pratama be there for? My guess is, Fran, not for long.
Yeah, I would say not for long either, but I don't think he'll be pulling that trick today. It looks like these two are ready for that. So, oh yes, just a bit of contact there. You can see Ogiwara's like, what is happening here? But yeah, 2 into 1 does not go, but luckily no harm done. Just see, obviously, Ogiwara trying to cut down the inside of Adaki there. Pratama's already committed. That's a solid 13 safe points if he keeps it upright, but he'll be looking for a lot more for tomorrow after watching 3 really key rivals disappear to make this a 3-way fight for the win. I'm not sure I could see just in the background of shot there, but I think that was actually not the leaders. I was like, oh, what's happening at the front? But yeah, great job then from the number 12. Another chance to visit Slipstream City. How are you going to call this?
2 laps to go. Pratama tucked up behind the slipstream, doesn't quite win the race to the line. Adaki does, but immediately Adaki goes from P1 to P3. It looks like Ogiwara on the 16 on the outside line. Pratama cuts across. Is he going to lead into turn 1? Yes, he is. Adaki slips into P2 with Ogiwara at P3.
Nicely done in the end, all under control. But it's Pratama then, once again, who leads this race. And I am surprised given that incredible advantage he had on pole. It's like 1.2 seconds more than. It's really, I mean, a little bit ridiculous. Really, really impressive lap. And this, with just 1 more lap and a bit to go, is very impressive. You can see, though, there's a few meters starting to appear. Do we think that the hammer is down from Pratama to try and make a break, or do we think they're going to be able to get back on the rear wheel of the number 7?
Absolutely think the hammer. Final corner, Adaki right in the slipstream, Ogiwara too. Ogiwara's got a great run out of the final corner. He comes up alongside Adaki, the duo in Pratama's slipstream. This is the number 21 of Azara, but we want to be watching the trio at the front. They've crossed the line going into turn 1. What's going to happen into turn 1?
So I think it is. Nicholas still well ahead. Here we are then, back of the battle at the front. So it's Adaki, like I said, the timing screen helping us out there without the picture. The number 14 leads this race then, and they're still so close on this final lap.
Adaki then holding the lead so far. Pratama, I thought he was going to have a lunge up into turn 6 there, but thought better of it. A quarter of the lap done. The top 3 are locked together. Pratama eyeing up a record-breaking 8th win of the season. Ogiwara looking for his 1st win of the season, and Adaki looking for his 2nd win of the season. The number 14 runs slightly wide there on the exit of turn 7.
Left side from Pratama. Yeah, I was going to say, wow, okay. The number 7 really eager to take this one. Oh, Adaki looking for a bit of an open door then. He looked tempted to go for it, but no way through. And it is still then Ogiwara who leads this one, the number 16. Really impressive stuff here. Pratama, though, very close. Is he going to go for a move?
Not quite this time
I thought
around.
Maybe we were going to see that number 7 just jink out from behind the number 16, but no. Here, is he going to go for a move this time around? No, it's Adaki instead making some shapes, and the number 14 trying to make that stick. Very close there.
Oh, he's down! Is that Adaki that's gone down? It is on the number 14. Adaki has crashed out of the final corner, and it's going to be Pratama who nicks it across the line from Ogiwara, waves the hand across the line. Pratama wins his 8th race of the season. Ogiwara finishes 2nd, and drama at the final corner. Can you believe it? Eamon Adaki, good to see him up on his feet, and after all that, Azara is going to stand on the podium after only racing P4 for the entire time. Is Adaki going to get his bike back up and be able to cross the line?
Well, it wasn't then for Adaki. He is trying to get it restarted. It's just about to, yeah, there we go. A chance of points has now officially gone as the rest. It was a little bit optimistic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, but he got the job done. I think, Fran, judging from that, he was a little bit offline on the inside, and as we know here, it's a little bit dirty offline, and unfortunately he's probably just has a little bit too much of the rear tyre, obviously trying to get the power down as soon as possible, and it's 16 on the timing screen judging from those. This is your Riders' Championship heading in to the final race of the season as well. What a fascinating basketball P2 we've got playing out tomorrow. Do tune in for that. Takehira is in P6 with Azawa. Comes out first, will stand on P3, another trophy to add to his 2023 collection. There is Ogiwara for the 2nd race in a row, standing on the podium. And then for the 8th time, a record-breaking 8th time, Veda Pratama will stand in the middle on P1. Tayo Furusato's record of 7 wins in a season has now gone.
Oh, that's a contentious one there, because it was a full set.
And it
A full
was.
set in a shortened season.
Yeah, you're right, but Thomas won 8 and
Oke teman-teman, demikian hasil race 1 Losail Qatar yang merupakan seri pamungkas Asia Talent Cup tahun 2023. Selamat juara untuk Veda Ega Pratama. Semoga sukses di KTM Rookies Cup tahun 2024. Terima kasih sudah menonton video ini. Sampai jumpa lagi di video menarik lainnya.